What's up, y'all, man? It's your homeboy, whatever, man. I'm just out here chilling. Karate in the garage, smoking, or about to smoke a cigar. Man, thinking about all the energy that you guys are putting into this Floyd Mayweather versus Logan Paul fight. Fight that was an exhibition that really didn't mean anything. You know, there were stories going into the fight. Crazy backgrounds. I don't even want to get into some of that stuff, man. You know, where they were calling Logan Paul like the next great white hope or something like that, like trying to make it racial, pump it up. Like if this man were to beat Floyd Mayweather in this exhibition, it was somehow going to catapult him to some other level because no one else had been able to do it. Like as if they were going to crown him as the best boxer. Like, you know what I mean? Like you fighting a 40-some-year-old retired fighter who's not the best fighter in boxing right now. Even if he were to come back and fight, you know, somebody legitimate, somebody, you know, one of these young bulls or something, he's not just going to get off the couch in the middle of retirement and come back and dominate. That's not to say he couldn't come back and somehow be somewhat competitive. We don't know, but that's not what's going on here. You know, it's a cash grab. You got Floyd Mayweather, who people will buy his pay-per-views no matter what, just because they hope that he's going to lose. You have Logan Paul with his huge YouTube and social media following that they're banking on to make money. And when you put the two together, no matter what the situation is, I mean, money's going to be made. I'm not mad at Floyd Mayweather for taking the cash grab, and I'm not mad at Logan Paul. Like, you know, he's built up his background, his following to the point that he's getting to do something where he's technically, you know, I know he's dabbled in boxing a little bit, but he's not really a professional fighter. If it wasn't his social media background, would he be here? I mean, probably not, but you know, I don't know. But my point is, you know, you can't knock either one of them, and Paul's getting to do something that me and you just can't hop up, pop on the phone and call Floyd like, yo, man, let's get in the ring and square off. But real boxing fans know that this isn't a real fight. You know, it irritates the real boxing fan because they're, in our eyes, the only reason why these type of exhibition fights are gaining steam and becoming more popular is because the fighters who are at the top of the game in boxing right now, most of them are not willing to fight each other. The fights that everybody wants to see are not getting made, and it opens the door for these type of things. And it also opens the door for the conversation that this is boxing. Like, yes, they had what is technically a boxing match, but this is not the professional sport of boxing, where this should really have any bearing on somebody's true views of the sport. So, you know, there's the casual fans out there, and I really can't be mad at the casual fans, because to them, you know, a lot of them, all they see is a fight. You know, they're not major followers. They just want to see two popular people fight. But it's up to real boxing fans, you know, the regular mainstream, we follow boxing, diehards, whatever you want to call us, fans to correct people when they say this was like a real deal boxing match. But you know, at the end of the day, if you paid for it, you paid for it. If you want to see it, it's entertainment. I'm not mad that it happened, although it pisses a lot of people off because they mixed in legitimate fights. You know, you had Badu Jack fighting. Lord, I can't even remember. I know Ocho Cinco fought, which I'll talk about in a second, but now I done forgot who the other damn fight was, which is a shame. It's a shame because those are legitimate fights, you know. But yeah, I mean, it's all about. Excuse me for forgetting the other fight, but it's all about putting on some sort of spectacle, you know. And I had to come back and make a little separate video. I can't believe that I forgot that the other fight was Jared Hurd versus Luis Arias. Um, Man, great fight, man. Great action-packed fight, man. Luis Arias, man, definitely, you know, up to the challenge. Jared Hurd is a tough fighter, man. You know, traditionally starts slow, um, you know, and then comes on as the fight proceeds. But Arias, man, he came out and he fought a hell of a fight, man. You know, so you got him and Jared Hurd, Arias and Jared Hurd fighting on this undercard for Mayweather Logan Paul. Just another example of having a real boxing card or having real boxing matches on the undercard of an exhibition. You know, now don't get me wrong. I don't expect Hurd, Arias, or Badu Jack to headline any sort of card that necessarily features Floyd Mayweather, but put them on a different card, man. But I mean, I guess for exposure, you know, when you talk about Badu Jack, obviously, you know, Mayweather camp fighter, money team fighter. It makes sense, I guess, to include him for exposure. But at this stage of his career, does he really need additional exposure on a pay-per-view card? But Arias, man, you know, I haven't followed his career. I followed Jared Hurd's. I'm sad to see Jared Hurd lose. But if he doesn't realize after this fight and the J Rock fight that he needs to make some serious changes, especially when it comes to defense, I don't know what else it's going to take to teach him that. You know, that's been his downfall in his last couple of losses. But yeah, just wanted to come back and add that real quick, tie this into the video. Just like where Nate Robinson had got knocked cold, you know, people hoped that that would happen to Ocho Cinco because Chad Ocho Cinco Johnson, man, you know, I'm glad to see my man get in there and mix it up. But at the same time, I like Chad Johnson. So I would have been hurt to see my man get knocked out. Just real talk. You know, but he got in there, man, and he fought a legitimate fighter in the fact that, okay, Brian Maxwell is not top dog professional boxer, you know, recently turned pro, doesn't have a lot of fights under his belt, and I don't think he has a lot of wins under his belt. Fought bare knuckle, and I believe he didn't have the greatest record in bare knuckle fights. But the fact that he's there, has turned pro, has the bare knuckle background, whether he's the greatest boxer or not, Chad Johnson went in there with somebody who is a legitimate fighter, somebody who knows how to fight, whether they're the best or not. You know, so, and it's hard to analyze a fight like that, but Chad Johnson didn't look bad. He didn't look great either. But for somebody who had never been in the ring on that level, you know, I've seen him doing all sort of boxing workouts, so I don't know how much sparring, boxing, etc. he did. I know he said he sparred with Charlo and got beat up the whole time, is what he said, with one of the Charlo brothers. But nonetheless, man, he got in there with this guy, entertained, which is, you know, what it was all about technically. Took one on the chin. He got hit with one of them, like I seen some article that said it was the perfect punch. It really wasn't the perfect punch. It was one of them schoolyard haymakers. Like Maxwell had it. He was all the way back. Now it was in a punch format. You know, it wasn't like a windmill, but it just landed right on his chin. And, you know, he went down, he got up, finished the fight. Great. You know, it didn't end the way it did for Nate Robinson. And, you know, these guys, they're getting in here, they're doing these exhibitions. They're not regular boxers. When you talk about Logan Paul or, you know, Chad Johnson, and they walked away healthy, which is one of the good things about it. But these exhibitions are here to stay. People are paying for them. They're watching them. They're talking about them. They're here to stay. So the only way that we're going to be able to correct this, or not necessarily say correct it, but people say it's a black eye to boxing that these things are happening. Well, it's okay for this stuff to happen on the side. Don't put legitimate boxing matches on these cards as undercards. And for the legitimate, boxing cards, some of these guys got to start fighting each other, man. We say it again and again and again and again. They got to start fighting each other. If Mike Tyson and Holyfield want to do Tyson Holyfield 3 and people want to buy it, or it's some sort of charity event, hey, good deal. Not mad at them. Let them make some money. Let them make some money for charity, however it works. But when we talk about, the overall health and image of boxing, that's only going to get better when the legitimate fighters start, the legitimate current champions, top contenders, etc. When they start to fight each other, this conversation goes away. It's really that people are mad or disinterested in boxing because of those sort of actions. People ducking, not fighting each other, and we just want to see the best fight the best. That's all. Again, no knock to Floyd Mayweather. Of course, love Floyd as a boxer, followed his career, ordered tons of his pay-per-views. Can't knock him for continuing to make money. Can't knock Logan Paul. But again, don't put so much energy into this. You can't rate Floyd's performance. He's always in shape. He works in he owns a boxing gym. He's always doing boxing workouts. He's always sparring. He's always hitting the bag. So it's highly doubtful to me that he really did anything extra to train for this fight, because it's in his blood. That's what he does against a non-boxer, You want to talk about him not getting hit and moving in defense or whatever? Hey, against the guy who's not a legitimate boxer, he's not supposed to get hit. There's articles, Floyd looked like trash, or, stuff like that. Again, you can't rate this in a manner as you would like, an Errol Spence fight or a Terrence Crawford fight or something like that. You can't grade Mayweather like you would grade one of these young champions that are out here. Not in a non-legitimate boxing match. So that's all I got, man. I really didn't even want to go that far into it. I get to rambling, Check me out on Instagram or Twitter at whateverman, WHATEVA_man. Head over to the Black Gentleman Grooming Company, www.theblackgent.com, man. Get you some good old beard products, man. Get your beard looking good, feeling good. Use the code TEZ, TEZZ, at checkout, save 10%.